Here's a look at a few of the stories we have this week.
VA Research Week was considered a success as usual, but this year's was overshadowed by the resignation of VA's top research director.
The stage is set for another successful National Veteran Small Business Conference.
And a look at the Combat to College program at Montgomery College in Maryland.
I'm Jeanette Mendy with the Office of Intergovernmental Affairs.
And I'm Thomas Middleton with the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. We have those stories and a few more coming up, so stay with us.
When he came home, he couldn't focus on anything. He was having flashbacks every day. He just wasn't the same guy. I mean, a veteran doesn't ask. They're used to being turned to for help. He was shutting us out, and I was worried all the time. I knew he needed help, and I needed advice on how to talk to him about it.
When a loved one comes home from military service, it can be a tough adjustment for everyone. Coaching into Care is a free, confidential phone service from VA for families and friends of veterans. We provide information about VA, help you find the words to talk to your veteran, or just listen. Our goal is to help you help your veteran get into care.
After we talked, he started connecting with other veterans and heard their stories. It's made a huge difference for him and for us.
Coaching into Care, helping you help your veteran.
VA Research Week was May 13th through the 17th, and much attention was given to tremendous contributions to health science by VA researchers. The theme of this year's National VA Research Week was VA Research Inspires. Dr. Joel Coopersmith, the longest-serving Chief Research Officer at VA, and leading researchers and physicians gave presentations at the DC VA Medical Center and in events at VA facilities across the country. Like Dr. Virginia Kahn on infectious diseases, Dr. Ross Fletcher on hypertension, and Dr. Eamon Fayos on genetic research. This year's Research Week was overshadowed somewhat by a previous announcement that Dr. Coopersmith would be leaving his position and VHA at the end of May.
We've moved along in a number of areas well, and I think we've moved along in the post-deployment conditions. We've built a large infrastructure of personnel and equipment and other things to do this kind of research. I think the research has been very productive. I think also that society and the government has been generous with us in increasing the funding over the years, and that's helped tremendously. And I think we are very thankful that has happened. And again, our biggest challenge is to spend that money wisely and get the most out of each dollar for the benefit of veterans and society. I think the future of research is extremely bright, and I think there are wonderful projects that have been put in place, like the Million Veteran Program. I think the Million Veteran Program is going to change the way medicine is practiced in the future. I think the other research will continue and thrive. I think it has a very bright future. I think there's an understanding among those who decide on these things that VA research is important, that there's a much greater understanding, I think, within the government and in the stakeholders about how beneficial this program is. And I think that will also serve as an infrastructure and foundation for its future, its good health in the future.
VA will hold this year's National Veteran Small Business Conference in the beautiful America Center in St. Louis this August. Like conferences the past 2 years in New Orleans and Detroit, veterans who want to start or expand their small business can attend more than 200 breakout sessions to learn how to successfully compete for federal contracts. Veterans at previous conferences attest to the value of the classes and of networking with other businesses to establish long-term relationships. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is planning to hold one of its Hiring Our Heroes fairs in conjunction with the business conference. If you or someone you know are interested in attending the conference, go to the web address on the screen for updates. If you sign up, you will get an invitation to attend when registration opens.
More and more young service members are separating from the military and taking advantage of the outstanding benefits of the new post-9/11 GI Bill.
To deal with the anxiety that comes with change and starting over, veterans across the country, at school after school, have banded together to develop mutual support systems. One such group is the Combat to College at Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland. VA intern England Reeder is a member of the group. This is his report.
When student veterans at Montgomery College need help, they turn to the coordinators of the Combat to College program.
My name is Jason Franklin, and this is my wife, Joanna Starling. We both work with the Combat to College program. We both work here at Montgomery College together and serve veterans.
It's a funny story. I was outside of a class during the summer, and Jason Franklin, he came up to me because he saw my Marine Corps lanyard and started up a conversation and said, "Hey, I'm a fellow Marine too," and we started talking, and then he actually started telling me about the programs right there. And I've been connected ever since. He introduced me to his wife, Joanna Starling, and they just kind of went through the program, the different opportunities that they have, ways that they can help vets, things that they do for vets. The Veteran Center, the place that we can go and study. The gym facility was a big plus. They had designated gym hours for veterans.
The importance of the program to student veterans is simple.
I think it's important to have a person, one person on a campus that the veteran knows that they can contact if they have a problem, even if they're not necessarily the person to resolve it, to help them get to the correct person. The philosophy of our program is to take existing resources at the college and just make small adjustments so that it will fit the needs of our student veterans. We want to provide a welcoming environment and help them navigate all the red tape there is with not only going to college but also utilizing VA education benefits. Part of my responsibilities are I help new students navigate and assimilate to the college, and then throughout the semester on all the different campuses we provide different workshops, presentations, social events, academic opportunities to the students, and those are at scheduled times. We also have a space for the students to gather and socialize.
Combat to College is much more than just a program.
I've had the opportunity to participate in a few different activities that they offer, and everybody's always excited. And sometimes they'll have the librarians come and show us resources that we didn't know about, or we'll go on a group activity together where we can all just talk, and we all have that same common bond from being a military. So it's pretty neat. Everybody's pretty excited about the program. First off, Montgomery College is a great place to go to school. They're very veteran friendly. I tell all my teachers beforehand I'm in the reserves, I'm going to have to take a designated time off. They're always 100% supportive and thankful for our service. And for the veteran services, if there's anything that we need, I can go to Joanna or Jason and just talk to them, tell them what kind of needs that I have, and they always find us a solution.
If you want to know more about the Combat to College program, please visit the website at www.montgomerycollege.edu/combat to college. This is England Reeder for VA News.
First Lady Michelle Obama and Second Lady Dr. Jill Biden held a big pre-Mother's Day tea for military moms and their children at the White House. A pretty big draw by themselves, Mrs. Obama and Dr. Biden introduced special guests like Patty Shinseki and Military Spouse of the Year, Alicia Hines Ward, and one special guest that made the day bigger than life for all attending. Prince Harry began his tour of the U.S. at the White House, this one to thank military spouses and their families for their brave and often unheralded service and sacrifice. Prince Harry joined in to help children make gifts for their mothers. He also visited wounded warriors at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center and attended the Wounded Warrior Games in Colorado while in the U.S.
That's what military moms do every day. You all help people soar. You help our country soar. When somebody needs you, whether it's your family or your community or your country, you lift them up. You answer the call every single time. You find a way to fit that meeting into your calendar, which is why Alicia's gone. Or stop by that neighbor's house on the way home to lend a hand. And even though you've got families to raise and jobs to do all your own, you never complain. And Jill and I say this all the time as we meet with thousands of military families. You all just never complain, never complain. You just keep moving along, getting it done. And I hope that you know how much your country appreciates you.
Also at the White House, President Obama recently awarded the Medal of Honor to Army Chaplain Emil Capon from Kansas. The Roman Catholic priest died in captivity at the age of 35 more than 60 years ago during the Korean War. The president presented the award to Ray Capon, a nephew who never met his uncle.
This year, we mark the 60th anniversary of the end of the Korean War, a time when thousands of our prisoners of war finally came home after years of starvation and hardship and, in some cases, torture. And among the homecomings, one stood out. A group of our POWs emerged carrying a large wooden crucifix, nearly 4 feet tall. They had spent months on it, secretly collecting firewood, carving it, the cross and the body, using radio wire for a crown of thorns. It was a tribute to their friend, their chaplain, their fellow prisoner, who had touched their souls and saved their lives, Father Emil Capon.
The president told the amazing story of the chaplain dodging bullets and defying orders to evacuate to save U.S. soldiers, and of his care and guidance to them and other fellow prisoners in the North Korean POW camp. You can see all of the president's comments or read Chaplain Capon's citation for the Medal of Honor at the web addresses on the screen. Survivors of the POW camp lobbied for 60 years for the Medal of Honor for Capon. They are also continuing their campaign for his designation as a saint by the Catholic Church.
Did you know? The 60th anniversary of the armistice ending the Korean War is July 27. Undoubtedly, there will be events around the country that day, but the primary event will be at the Korean War Veterans Memorial on the Washington Mall. The Department of Defense program begins at 8 a.m. that day with special tributes to Korean War veterans, video presentations, Korean American cultural presentations, ceremonial wreath layings, and a simulcast with Korea to mark the time that the guns went silent. Details of armistice commemoration events and Korean War history are available at the web address on the screen. That's all we have this week. We're glad you could tune in. I'm Jeanette Mendy.
And I'm Thomas Middleton. Have a nice day and the rest of the week.